Freax. Oh, why'd you go and say that? Freax whole website was a mistake, yeah. Freax.
Hello everybody. It's time for a very holiday special episode of Twitter Freaks. We're going to begin with this one. This comes from Jeremy, aka at Pimplord619. I was so happy to see this. Let's move this just a little bit. There's a grunge wrestler named Stephen Flowe, whose theme song is Even Flow, except all the words are changed to Stephen Flowe. So let's listen to this together, please. Let's get to the chorus, please.
Stephen Flowe, Stephen Flowe, Stephen Flowe.
So it's good when they first go, Stephen Flowe. It gets way better when the next line is also Stephen Flowe, Stephen Flowe. It whips. It's so good. I love it. Next up. I'm so tired. Folks, I'm going to press this view. And we're all going to just have to suffer through this together, okay? Bro, what the fuck is this? Oh my god. I don't want to see this, man. Look at this fucking jacket. Oh, it's like wrinkly in all the wrong places. It's like shiny. There's stitching absolutely fucking everywhere. He's wearing a hoodie underneath it. Oh my god. Oh man, oh no, man. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Dye Workwear, where are you? That's where we got the post from. Oh man. I don't like it at all. I do like that he's still doing the beast grin. I can't even. It's so hard to do. Fuck, I should practice. Next up. Okay. Crazy things are happening in China. They're getting so good at doing Donald Trump. There's like a number of Chinese impressionists that are just nailing him. Watch this.
People ask me so much, do you like hot pot? You know what? I'm the king of hot pot. Nobody knows hot pot more than I do. Today we're in Chongqing, but we're eating Chaoshan hot pot. What do we have here right now is that we have a whole plate of nicely cut, best part of beef. They say you can just put it horizontally and that shows it how good it is. Look at this tremendous pink.
He's just got it. He just has it down. That is like a 1-2. Close your eyes. It's just Trump talking about hot pot.
It's so sticky. It's so nice. 10 seconds. We're going to rinse it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know how to count. It's okay. It's okay.
It's incredible. Wow. What if Trump was black or Chinese? No, when I see the, next president of the United States, no, it's fine. I didn't think it'd be Chinese. Next up. Okay. We are entering week 4 of Luigi Mangione discourse. So for those of you who apparently were in a coma for the last 3 weeks, about a month back, this guy allegedly shot the CEO of United Healthcare and left a pretty short manifesto that was like, listen, these people are parasites. They're making money off human misery, and someone should put them in their place. Since then, he has ascended to the status of, I feel like I could probably say this, of folk hero. One of the most, like, they had a guy on the street, I don't have the video, but like one of his friends, not Luigi's, the CEOs, and they were like, so what do you think about what happened? They were trying to get him on there to be like, oh my God, it was so hard. And they were like, he was just a guy with like a wife and kids. And I was like, okay, all right. They got the right people on the mic to come out in front of this guy. And they were like, but I understand it. And the interviewer's like, what? He's like, yeah, the position that people were put in by healthcare organizations. I mean, I don't condone it. I mean, he was a friend and he has a wife and kids that are now left behind. But, I understand where they're coming from. I don't agree with what they did, but I understand it. And I was like, those are his friends, dude. That's unbelievable. Anyway, so this guy, oh my God, they released like a picture of him doing a perp walk, and he looked like he looked incredible. He looked really good. There's no other word for it. So they're now trying the id pole angle. We're now just being like, I don't know, maybe it's white privilege. Media's empathetic coverage of Luigi Mangione reveals an obsession with humanizing white male suspects. Oh, got it. Okay, that'll do it. This'll teach them. I love it. Good angle. I don't think it's going to work. I think it's going to go over about as well as that the Root article that was like, this cat is using his pretty privilege. I will say also, firstly, he is Italian. Okay? Like, they could flip the switch if they wanted. And second, I think it's strange that like they're doing this when it was an unknown person. Everyone was super excited about it, right? It wasn't like they were like, boo, I don't like this guy. And then they saw it was a hot white guy and they were like, well, actually, I like him now. Oh man, not good, not good. What empathetic coverage? That's the other thing. I keep seeing like the empathetic coverage. You mean people on Twitter? You're talking about Twitter people? That's not real. Oh my God. I do like this one. This one is so good.
Luigi Mangione? More like Luigi, man, why did you do that? It can be fun to make jokes, but let's take a second to observe Luigi's actions through the context of a racialized society. Knock knock, who's there? It's white privilege. If someone who looked like me did the crazy stuff that Luigi did, I would be labeled a terrorist. And yes, it's true that Luigi is being charged with terrorism and will likely spend the rest of his life in jail, but don't think about that. Instead, consider the ways in which Luigi has leveraged his inherent whiteness, ostensibly in an attempt to steal focus from the crucial intersectional work that so many BIPOC creatives of color have been doing for a very long time.
Yep.
Knock knock, who's there? It's white privilege. Dr. King once said, as someone who is both American X and a member of the LGBT, I guess, I would also like to take a second to observe the ways in which Luigi has used pretty privilege in the vapid interest of his own dastardly pursuits. Pretty privilege is clearly something that I will never Knock knock, who's there?
That I will
white
never
privilege. Open the door. No, I won't. It's staying locked, and that's on period boots.
Good stuff. This is a really, really great account. I just scrolled this stuff for like 15 minutes afterwards. This is the next DNC candidate. If you're wondering what this is in response to, do you remember like 3 years ago, the riding round in a rover, when I see opposites over, the like posh rapper guy, Unknown P? He's like a general comedian in a British sense and has uploaded this video in response to the shooting. This one's, folks, this one is really rough. We're going to have to watch this together. Ready?
I can't believe that he got taken inside. Now they show my face and racist for me online. Don't call me a terrorist, cause I got a six-pack and a jawline. Oh my God, he's such a tell. You can cause disruption to corruption. Just make sure that you're fit and white. Hey, Luigi, over here. Luigi, this way. Hey,
boy.
If I was black, Popo would shoot me on sight. But now I'll probably get a show on Netflix or Prime. Big smile on every front page. I know the headlines say my future was bright.
A star student who had everything going for him.
People will empathize with ending lives as long as you are fit and white.
Oh, yes, I'll have a glass of the white privilege, please.
Don't fight the systems that oppress you unless you are fit and white.
Rough one. Oh boy, that's really painful. I just gotta say, you're British. I'm sorry. You don't get to have the NHS and then pass judgment on us for if we like the people who kill healthcare CEOs, okay? Sorry. This is an American thing. You don't get to have an opinion on this. Holy shit. Listen. We were colonies about 300 years ago. It's over. You don't get to tell us what to think anymore. That was the whole point of the revolution. You stay in your lane. We'll deal with the mess that we have created. Ay. Oh, gosh. NHS is its own can of worms that bad. And I would never make a funny Weird Al style rap video about the NHS's inadequacies. Just as I don't expect them to do the same for us. Says the guy whose family milked the British into making Israel. Where do you people come from? Holy moly. Following for almost 2 years now? Oh, boy. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt on that one. All right, next up. All right, so SNL has had to do, as part of Weekend Update, a bit about Luigi Mangione every single week. And every single week, they're like, oh, wasn't what he did bad? And now they are reading the room and they're like, oh, people think he's hot and they like him. So here's how they did it this week.
Luigi Mangione dropped. Yeah, definitely woo. You're wooing for justice, right? Luigi Mangione dropped his extradition fight and was flown from Pennsylvania to New York to face multiple charges. In related news, Bumble exploded.
Okay, first off, just bottom tier joke, like bottom of the barrel. Just one of the worst from Weekend Update. Holy shit, it's really rough that Weekend Update has just been reduced to a vehicle for making Colin Jost say the N-word. It is a funny bit, though. That bit particularly I do like. But every week he's been like, he'll say like Luigi Mangione, and then people be like, yay, and he'll be like, what, the scallop? You guys like this guy? I love Colin Jost. He's great. He's like... He's really fantastic. One of my favorite. Aren't they supposed to be doing Coke again? I keep thinking of the video. Apparently Coke is back at SNL. I just wonder, where are the results? Oh, man. I think we are moving on. Yeah, we're moving on from Luigi now. I guess we'll check in again next week to see if he gets the death penalty. He's been, charged with terrorism, which is funny to me. But, whatever. Next up. I think we all owe this man an apology. At historical World War II, 58,000 likes. No blue check either. They're just doing it for the love of the game. I don't understand, man. Why doesn't Pepsi want to advertise here? Why doesn't Coca-Cola want their ad to be shown under, I think we owe Hitler an apology? It's so good, dude. It's so fucking amazing. About what? It's like, sorry, man. Your art was actually fine. I do need the follow-up question. About what? I mean, he did kill Hitler. Yeah, sorry, man. I didn't know you were... Oh, man. What ads are under it? Nothing! There's no fucking advertisers left. What did I miss? Oh, man. I don't know, man. I really... It's as bad as it's ever been. Twitter, like, I have just... It is just taken for granted now that there are, like, 100,000 Nazis on it. That any Nazi who is anyone has 2 or 3 accounts on this website. I don't know. I guess now that Elon is, like, president... he can like subsidize Twitter, and that's how he gets out of having to pay the Saudis like $40 billion or whatever. But otherwise, there is no way this shit is turning a profit. It's just 4chan. I mean, not really. Like, the thing with 4chan is like, are people like racist? Yeah. But like, they are racist for the love of the game. Most of the people here, they have blue checks. They're posting like Hitler was right to the tune of like creator profits, right? Because they get clicks, which is just great. It's like, no, I don't really love Hitler. I'm just posting that I love Hitler so that people will click my tweet and an ad will spawn under it. And then they go to Pepsi and they're like, doesn't that sound like how you want to be making money? It's lovely. It's like 4chan if all the posts that get 0 replies got seen by 400,000 people and they got paid for them. Exactly right, yeah. Next up. On the more of this discussion, there was a post this week where people were like, this is from Gunk 4188. Clever. Wait a minute. Nah, I guess I don't see anything wrong with that. I'd have a problem if it was a little different, but it's not, so I guess they're fine. Force a kid on a stimulants, shove him in a desk under fluorescent lights for 8 hours with 30 other kids, have a menopausal female pig screech abuse at him whenever he's distracted or socializes, putting bacon in front of a starved dog and zapping his shock collar for biting it. A number of things here. 1, what is biting it here? Attacking the teacher? 2, babies. I'm sorry. I just like, this is clearly written by a 14-year-old. The 1488 in the handle is actually nothing to do with Hitler. It's just that they are literally 14 years old. I'm sorry. I can't get my dick hard for like manifestos written by freshmen in high school. I'm so, go play Game Boy or something, dog. Go play PS5. Astrobot just won Game of the Year. I hear it's really good. Like, you're not gonna get away with like revolutionary language about I have to do my freaking homework. But I do like the quote tweet. Men's rights activists often cite the first time they realized it's a woman's world. They call these red pill moments. For Elam, that revelation came at age 13 when his mother tried to force him to take his diarrhea medicine. My favorite one of these was force a kid on a stimulant, shove him under a desk. The quote tweet was, okay, now what? It's like, done. Next step? Ugh. Next up. So if you want to know what we're getting in terms of ads instead of Pepsi, here's what I got. This comes from Rami Omar, Belgium. This is an ad that populated onto my page. To everyone around me, you are enough. I just want to let you know that you do not have to prove yourself worth to be loved. You are enough. If no one has told you that yet, make sure to watch this video. It's for you. You are enough.
The purpose was never to bring you here with expectations or make you question
Thank you, Rami.
your worth.
I'm glad you
My
bought this
intent
ad
was to
space
protect
instead
you,
of
not
Pepsi.
to make you feel like you're constantly needing to prove yourself.
I'm so happy I got this ad under an
Validation.
advertisement for Hitler.
You deserved unconditional love.
Ugh, good stuff, good stuff. Is this the new Porter? No, it's... I'm not going to say it. Next up. Oh, this one was so sad, man.
Hey, what are you doing? I came out to check on you.
Huh?
What are you doing? Thought you were working.
I'm looking at this.
What is it?
It's wire. It's a spool of wire. And I'm almost out of it. Can you see the spool of wire?
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost out of it.
Okay.
And I've had this spool of wire for like 40 years. I bought it like this it's not a piece of, a long time ago, but it's like 40 years of my life is in the wire that's gone. Does that make sense? This is what's left. Does that make
I'm
sense?
sorry to hear that, and sad for you, but you're wearing your Jets hat, and I'm a little concerned right now that you're wearing your Jets hat. I thought that's why you were crying.
Okay, I'm done.
Man. That's something. Don't get married, kids. Come on, hard leg. My red pill moment. There are a significant amount of people that are like, nah, like a lot of what makes people grow apart isn't like cheating or anything. It's just like, it's stuff like this. It's when you kind of bare your soul to someone and they just sort of shut you down. So people have been quote tweeting this all weekend. It got very popular. So there are two additional follow-up videos. There's a follow-up video from the wife where she's like, completely misdiagnoses what's going on here. She's like, no, you don't understand. When he wears his Jets hat, then he's sad. So I thought I could get a bit where he was sad because of the Jets hat for TikTok. Wrong thing to say. So then they come for her even harder, and she gets the husband out there to make another TikTok where he's like, I was just thinking about life and how fleeting it is, and I think you all have the wrong impression of our relationship. You know, my wife is the most loving, caring individual on the planet, and you know, I love her very much. And I'm like, man, this is okay. It's probably the most there needs to not be social media I've ever seen. It's like, this is a meaningful moment to the guy that shouldn't have been recorded. The woman shouldn't have tried to do a bit on TikTok for it. People shouldn't have reacted the way they reacted and launched an unbelievable amount of hate at the woman. The guy shouldn't have had to get out in front of her to be like, I love my wife. And we shouldn't have been privy to any of it. We've gone too far, folks. We've gone too far. We have gone too far. The woman is cheating on the man. This video confirms it. True. Truth nuke. Will of the council bit. Yeah, no, for sure. I think, I don't know. If my partner did something like this, I would probably be like, wow, that's really sad and meaningful. But I'm also a sensitive ass soy boy, so, you know, who knows. And also, my wife would never wear a Jets hat because they're a fraudulent franchise. Moving on. Okay, this one is insane. I just had to manually make holes in this Swiss cheese because my kid refuses to believe it's Swiss unless it has holes. The quote tweet, I'm going to need parents to start being parents again. Why are you letting your child boss you around like this to punch holes in cheese? Your child boss you around? I think, I'm sorry. I think some people have children, and then from the second that kid comes out the womb, think the child is trying to beat them. Like the child is trying to get one over on them in a metaphysical sense. They're not trying to own you. They're a dumb kid who doesn't know how Swiss cheese works. Do this cute little thing for them, idiot. Did you see this?
You know, I saw this, and I thought this was really funny. Yeah, and then that response, wow.
Why is the child bossing you around?
Have you ever spoken to a toddler? They're the bossiest creatures on the planet.
Yeah, you draw lines where you got to draw them. I don't think Swiss cheese is like, we need to dispel this delusion immediately. I will not make your cheese Swissed. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Like, you know, I'm sure it's like, I don't know, with kids, like especially when they're toddlers, right? Obviously, Chad, I don't have children of my own. Many cousins, many babysit experiences, many summer camp experiences. You know, there's only so many temper tantrums one can have in one day. And I don't know if a kid is like, I won't eat this cheese unless it has holes in it because then it's not Swiss cheese. And all you have to do is cut holes in it and you can avoid that meltdown. Go for it. It's fine.
The alpha does not take orders from the beta. I think that's how some people parent. I think some people are literally like, you are my inferior and I will dominate you. And it's like, come on. They're going to grow out of this momentarily. You're going to remember cutting whole cheese and it's something you can share at their wedding. How cute is that?
You know, it's funny because, like, are you familiar with the authoritarianism measure in political science?
Why would I be familiar with that?
Maybe you were.
Are you familiar with Malus Risial?
I'm not.
Oh.
Well, I just wanted to check if you were before I get into this. So, chat, there's
He does this all the time.
I don't know. Maybe you know about it. Maybe you don't. That's why I'm asking. So, there's a scale in political science to measure like your predisposition towards authoritarianism, and most of it is questions about child rearing. Like, which do you value more in a child, obedience or creativity? And basically it's like, people who prefer a parenting style that is like stricter and more about obedience and respect and discipline tend to prefer authoritarian leaders, right? Now, a criticism with this scale is kind of like the sniff test, right? Like, it's kind of like, but would people's parenting preferences really predict authoritarianism? And then you just hear shit from people who think their kids must be obedient, and then you hear other political leanings they have, and it's like, yes, I can see why this scale works so well.
Me personally, I value creativity over obedience, but I also do value authoritarian leaders. I'm an outlier when it comes to this scale. I really fuck it up. Why is Marvel Strike? Don't play Marvel Strike Force. They didn't pay me yet. All right, next up.
Man, first of all, I like that chat thinks I use doesn't pass the sniff test because I'm talking to men. Nah, this is just how I talk, chat. What?
She's always sniffing. Ever since she married me, all of her idioms are about sniffing and smelling because of my schnoz.
That's not true.
It is. Next up. Jill Biden is urging depressed Joe to burn the whole thing down in their final days.
Feed our puppy dinner?
I did.
Okay, thank you.
What do you think, Jillian? Should Joe Biden burn the whole thing down? Jack, I'm declaring martial law, and then he kills himself on live TV. How crazy would that be?
It's really progressive that Jill Biden is using they/them pronouns for Joe.
That is actually, Jack, I'm non-binary.
Did you see that he commuted the death penalty for the federal death penalty for 37 out of 40 people?
All right. Well, now that he's done with the cash for kids guy, he's like, I'll do 2 or 3 good ones. The follow-up to this tweet, there's a follow-up. Major alert. The White House is reportedly caught on fire. Oh, my God. He did burn it all down.
There's no evidence that the White House...
You don't need to read that. That's not real.
Fire was in... What if it's the White House gets caught on fire and it's a picture from the War of 1812?
Yeah. Ugh. All right, next up.
All right, let's see it.
Oh.
What?
All right, we're gonna bring down the mood here, chat.
Can you keep a funny thing?
Okay, we'll move to the next one.
Okay, and then we'll go back to the serious one.
So this one's tough. So I am not super abreast of fighting game drama, but this person is perpetually involved in fighting game drama, and most recently is embroiled in fighting game drama because they're there's this tweet that says the beginning of the end for Jewish influence and gatekeeping of entertainment and other culture, starting with an industry I'm familiar with, esports, replies to it with, let's do something great. And so everyone's like, hey dude, what the fuck is this? What are you doing? Let me see if I can find it.
Huge power. Even if they are not Jews, when certain forces have power, it usually leads to a monopoly of power.
Okay.
I don't think monopoly in tournament with PlayStation 3.
Here it is, yeah.
This is good.
So the Jews have an inordinate amount of power. And he says, even if they're not Jews, inordinate power is bad. Let's get an example of that.
Result for all of us. In the Street Fighter 4 era, when EVO hosted the tournament with PlayStation 3, most other tournaments went to the Xbox 360. So, FGC realized that there was an input delay difference in the game between these two consoles. And in the end, after an endless effort, we cheered when we got the news that the tournament was going from EVO 2015 to Xbox 360. And since entering the Street Fighter 5 era, it's been the same for players who are accustomed to PCs to playing games and complaining of pain with PlayStation 4. This continued into the Street Fighter 6 era. Pro players have to play the game with PlayStation 5, not PC. This is because a company called Sony monopolizes the fighting game tournament. I like Sony, but it's hard to approve of their monopoly. And I'd like to see more companies compete with Sony.
I like this. So the Jews control everything in the world, just like how there's input delay when you play on a non-PlayStation console in a Street Fighter game. Oh, okay, now I get it.
Wait, I'm really confused.
No.
Wait, but he's like, it seems like he has like a criticism of this game.
Yeah.
It's not about Jewish people, but it seems like it's a valid criticism about the game. But he has to be like, this is just like Jewish people with everything else?
He's like, listen, Jewish people have a monopoly on power, which is bad, because monopolies are bad. For instance, Street Fighter 6 has input lag when played from PC instead of PS4.
Why did he have to make the first point? I think he could have just said monopolies are bad. This is this monopoly.
Jillian, I don't think you understand.
I really don't.
And of course, the quote tweet, Rothschild pussy got me acting strange. Someone asked me who controls input lag, and I said the Dominicans. I send this image incessantly to everyone. The Rothschild pussy got me acting strange. Someone asked me who controls the banks, and I said the Dominicans. This is
You never sent this to me.
Well, yeah, because you got the Rothschild pussy.
I was going to say, me of all people.
You're never asking me who controls the banks. Oh, my goodness.
You're like, I'm sending this to everyone except for the person I know with the Rothschild pussy.
Oh, my God. All right, next up. Okay, one more from the men's workwear guy. Shape and drape, slim fit. I think he looks good in both, but I won't deny that he looks better in this one.
He does.
And then, of course, a thread following. The outfit has a good silhouette. The voluminous jumpsuit has a rounded top, which makes him look muscular. The thick belt also gives him the illusion of a high-waisted pant. The silhouette is not dissimilar from picks 2 and 3. However, you can see that the shape is lost in pick 4, which makes it bland by comparison.
Wait, can we look at all the shapes?
Okay.
Nice. Ooh, yeah. Okay. All right.
And this is the new one.
Yeah, why is the belt up there?
Well, it's a chain.
Why is the chain up there?
Well, because he's imprisoned.
Oh, okay. I was sorry. It's just I don't know. For some reason, just because it's the workwear guy, I just thought it was a stylistic thing.
It's like, oh, the handcuffs don't look very Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Of course.
I don't know. It's just you could see why I was confused.
Yeah. All right. We got a bad one. I'm sorry. I do have to go back to it. All right. Chat, you hear about Matt Gaetz? So the House report on Matt Gaetz' conduct leaked. I guess was released. It wasn't leaked. And it alleges, among other things, that he paid for sex with a 17-year-old girl. But don't worry, he has an airtight response. Okay. Now, the allegation is that he paid for sex with a 17-year-old girl. But he says this. Oh, I'm sorry. Giving funds to someone you are dating that they didn't even ask for is now prostitution? I guess it's illegal now to give my 17-year-old girlfriend some walking around money. I guess that makes me some kind of sex criminal now. It's so good. It's amazing. I do still see some psychopaths in the comments who are saying shit like, it's all a smoke and mirrors. We know you're innocent. Like, Jesus Christ, you can't. Your mind can't be blasted out on QAnon and not look at this and be like, oh, like this is a pedophile. It's so crazy, dude. Oh, man. I love it. There's so many crazy things in this allegation. There's like drugging charges. There's like all these like statutory charges. And I like that he's like trying to make it sound like it's a hit job set out at a holiday weekend to get him. But it's 2 days before Christmas instead of the night before. So he has to call it Christmas Eve report. It's so good, man. Best of luck to Matt Gaetz, friend of the channel. Come on Will of the Council. We'd love to have you. But if you come, we will need some walking around money. I'm going to tell you that right now. We're not charging you, and I know you don't expect anything in return. We are going to need some walking around money. Oh, man. That's great. Do you want some walking around money?
Yeah.
Oh, she really does, though.
Just from you.
Yeah. She's like, Rothschild dick got me acting strange. He'll send you money for just being a pal. He wouldn't send you shit. You're not 17. Danny can probably pass for 17. I will sentence mix him into saying multiple incriminating things. Rebecca, I don't think you're going to have to break out the YouTube poop skills at all. I think it may just happen. Maybe Connor Eats Pants can get him. Okay, last thing we're doing is this. Stumbled upon r/frugal. I thought it would be cool tips and tricks for saving money, but it's actually just a forum for mental illness. So this is going to be the thing we talk about on Will of the Council this weekend, so you're going to hear a double dip of this if you listen to this weekend's Will. But I had so much fun doing this.
You should.
That's true. I had so much fun doing this. So I actually was a user of r/frugal in like 2016 when I was really broke. Because I thought it would be like good money saving tips, like here's how to make a meal for really cheap and stuff like that. It was not. It is insane, people. The number one thing they recommend, and this was the meme at the time, was they would be like, stop eating anything but lentils because they're so cheap. And you can get all your nutrients from lentils, you know. And I'm not going to do that. That sucks. The short of it is, I'll just give you this. There are many overarching things you can do to both decrease the amount of money you spend on a week-to-week basis and the amount of like waste you produce if you're like some sort of environmentalist that are going to matter a lot more than like nickel and diming everything you do. But let's look at some of the frugality tips that are shared on this website. Let's begin. We'll begin with okay, so I'm going to ask you all to rate each one as a truth nuke or what do we want to say for the bad one? Or a nothing ever happens. So let's get Truk and Chudra ready, okay? So here's the first one. 13 empty lotion bottles, clamshelled, produced 36 ounces that would normally be tossed. I can't be the only one out here, right?
Truth nuke.
You really? Do you do this?
Well, not 13 of them, but you gotta get as much of the lotion.
Do you cut them open and spatula it into a container?
I don't, but I think I should.
No, I shouldn't have shown you this. You shouldn't have been around for this one.
I have lots.
We're actually getting a lot of Truks on this one. All right, okay. Next one. Not having a lot of friends has saved me money. I've changed my perspective on not having a big group of friends. I'm grateful I can save money from going out and buying Christmas presents, etc. That we're getting some chudgers on this one. This one is a bit of a chudger, I'm not gonna lie.
Sad.
Next up.
Okay.
Comfortable bedroom for under $100.
Okay.
This appears to be thieved bricks, and I don't like a little greenhouse.
It's a little tent.
This is a nothing ever happens for me. This is a human doghouse.
If you but just think, if you live in like New York or San Francisco, and you have a lot of roommates, you can get a little doghouse and put it in the apartment.
No. If you're cheap, you can remove warts with an X-Acto knife.
Oh, no.
That's a chudra. That's a chudra. And then the response, you are being too frugal. Spend some money on a trip to a doctor ASAP. $10 initial visit, $25 ER visit, $7 prescription. I'm good. He's like, I'm not spending $42 on skincare, all right? Oh my God.
You're right. I can't be like these people. I love spending money on skincare.
This one. 1 year ago, I made this cremation casket when my dad passed. The cheapest cremation box was 850 CAD. I made this for 120. Okay, this is insane, of course, but keep in mind, the casket is just going to get burnt. It's a cremation casket. What do you care what it looks like? It's about to go on fire. I'm getting a lot of Truks on this one. I don't know. I don't think so, but holy no. Just throw me in a fucking bag. Get a big Walmart bag, put me in there. Be like, burn this up. Next up. My goal for 2025 is not to buy any bath or shower products.
Terrible.
I've been saving up hotel soaps, shampoos, and conditioners this past year to not purchase any next year. Also, as a woman, people love to buy me fancy soaps and body washes for Christmas and birthdays, so I have a pretty significant stash.
Okay, that makes sense.
No, this one is no for me.
Not for me. I love buying.
Do you know how cheap soap is?
It's pretty pretty cheap, yeah.
If you want to buy cheap soap, you can. It's like nothing. But they're like, no, I need the cheapest soap available. What I get for free from the hotel.
Well, I thought it was going to be like the person wasn't going to shower. So.
Oh, I might regret posting this. I take old t-shirts, cut them into squares about 4 inches by 5 inches, sew 2 together, and use them as washable toilet paper. I have a basket of clean ones on the tank and a waste can with a lid next to the toilet for used ones. I wash the used ones a couple of times a week. I've had this system for 15 years.
You need to read this last sentence. There's only ever a handful per week.
They're holding it to save money.
Holding it.
Oh, the rag. I wash
reading,
myself with a rag on a stick. No, there's nothing else on here you need to read. Although they do have TP in their bathroom for when guests come over. Also, this doesn't save you money. If you're paying for water, this is so much more money to run the dishwasher or the dishwasher. God, I hope it's not the dishwasher. The washing machine. Next up. I don't blame anyone for not using their blinkers. You only get so many blinks per bulb. Oh, no. And depending on the model, they're not cheap to replace either. Obviously, don't do this during traffic because you'll piss people off. But when I'm alone, I don't use mine. I'm sure I've extended its lifespan by a couple of months at least. Oh, these are great. I love them. They're so good.
Wow.
All right. Well, that's all we have for Freaks. Any closing thoughts?
We need universal health care in this country.
No, I'm getting the wart off with the X-Acto knife.
Oof. Wow.
There was one where OP said, I made cleaning my hobby because other hobbies were too expensive. And someone asked them if they liked cleaning, and they said no. Oh, man.
Wow.
All right, prog time.
I'm